George, you're an Uber driver.
Oh boy.
I'm going to show you an image of your customer. You're going to tell me what your car smells like when they get out.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Sure.
All right. Here's the first one.
Shit. Probably just piss and shit.
All right. Don't think too hard. Just go ahead and say it out loud.
Probably Dior. Probably like Hot Cheetos.
Hot Cheetos.
You know.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Mancave podcast. If you didn't catch the intro to last week's episode or the outro, you didn't watch the video at all. You probably didn't click it. But what we're doing is we're allowing you to be a part of the show. All right. You want to send voice messages? You go to speakpipe.com/the Mancave podcast. We're going to start the video off by reacting to some voice messages because we did get a couple. So shout out to the people that sent them in. So if you want to be a part of the show, speakpipe.com/the Mancave podcast.
No diddy. And if you want to win a chance for $50, please be sure to watch the episode. We're going to drop in instructions on how you can do that. So stick around for some free money.
Let's go into it to our first one here.
Okay.
Why don't we start off this
It's a woman, unfortunately.
speak pipe thing with
Why is this person having a wild ass
type of
list?
question? So this is the Man Cave podcast, and obviously this is a woman calling in.
Obviously, it's a woman.
What advice would you give a woman in her 30s who's looking
older.
forward to attracting a man of high caliber, kind, generous, things of that nature? What type of advice would you give said person? And of course, asking you both, as you both are married, one with kids and one without, but you guys do have a lot of experience. So hoping you guys can give some advice to any women out there. Oh, and by the way, perhaps maybe you can give advice to men who are also looking for the same.
No, what I'll
right,
tell her is lower your standards.
What the fuck?
What's your response to that?
So I don't know how you can attract a person who's kind other than being kind yourself.
Right. I don't know. Shit people usually end up with nice people. I've seen that 1,000
it's
times.
It's like always in reverse. Yeah.
So if you want a nice dude, you're probably a shitty person.
I don't know. I think what I would tell her is, first of all, where you're finding your partner means a lot. Like if you're going to the bar or going to the club expecting to meet Mr. Right, probably going to meet Mr. Right now.
I'm just trying to hype you up, bro.
Dave Ramsey. Like what the fuck was that?
Try to hype him up.
I think so. Where you meet this person matters. I think the other thing that's important is you got to have your shit together. Like you can't be out here trying to date and, nobody's babysitting your kids. You just running around at 10 o'clock at night. They sitting in the house watching themselves. You don't got a job. You borrowing your aunt's car and crashing out every weekend. Like none of that shit is going to get you a good man. What you're going to get is somebody who's also a degenerate, and then y'all going to be fucked up together.
So what's some good places that she can try out?
Church.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Of course you would. That's the first thing I said. But I like the gym. Like, although I know women kind of hate getting hit on at the gym, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like women, it's so odd, honestly, women at the gym, because they're like, leave me alone. I'm here to work out.
But also look at me.
Also look at me. Because they'll wear like the super short shorts, tight, and then be upset with somebody be like, oh, look at that.
Bruh, I was at the gym the other day and this girl's shorts were so goddamn tight. I'm surprised she could even work out.
You can see the lips.
What?
No,
Bro, that's
I was just
crazy.
talking about her face.
That's crazy. That's crazy actually to say that. That's actually crazy for you to say that. No,
I mean, I wasn't there. I'm just trying to get information.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know how they expect us to, like, as heterosexual men to be like, oh, you think this is appropriate? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how?
I think the big question is like, what is the setting that a woman wants to be talked to?
Yeah, maybe that's the question.
Because they always feel, from what I see on the internet, and obviously that's just the internet, they just don't want to be bothered ever. It's like you could be talking to them in the supermarket. They're like, leave me alone. I'm buying food.
Well, no. So it's different, right? They don't want to be bothered by people they don't like.
Right. So
but if it's like 100
ugly
Chris Evans,
right? Exactly.
you know,
bother me.
just the magical white boy, you could like beat my door down all night if you wanted to.
Right.
Yeah. Not like that.
Jesus, and I'm out of pocket.
No, not like that. But yeah, no, they don't want to be bothered by people they don't like.
That's true. So go to the gym.
Yeah.
Get your money up.
Yep.
Maybe your funny up, because they do like to laugh.
Yeah. Apparently guys like women with nice personalities, good personalities.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Scarlett Johansson's husband is the SNL dude.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at fucking Pete Davidson's roster.
Bruh. That's still a mystery.
But that's a combination of funny with money. All right. That's not just funny.
Yeah, like because even Drewski had, what's her name? Ruby Rose for a little while.
But you saw that apparently she called him out talking about something that he paid her to say they were together, but they weren't really together.
What the fuck is he, Nick Cannon?
Bro, I don't know. Like, what is he doing? There's no way that that's real, but she said it. She was like, I ain't never been with him. I never fuck him. He paid me to say that shit.
I hope that's a lie for Drewski's sake.
She said that shit on Twitter, right? Or X. Yeah.
Wow. That's sad.
Yeah.
But sticking to the topic, I think the other thing that you can do is just make sure like you know what you're looking for. Like it helps to write shit down sometimes. I know that's what I did when I met my wife. Is like I had a list of things that I wanted.
And then you met her and you threw it in the trash, huh? He was like,
because I got all of it. You know what I'm saying? I got all of it. You know, so I was happy with that. But I think writing at least it helps you have clarity about the shit that you don't want. Like you don't have experience with this because you just got lucky from day one, and then you.
I wouldn't really call it luck.
What the fuck was it?
Just skill.
No.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think it's quite the opposite.
No, it took me 4 years.
Yeah, I think it's quite the opposite. I think it was a skill issue.
Like, hey, it was like I know she goes to this class around this time. I'll just hang around the hallway.
Okay, we're not giving out stalking advice. But what kind of advice would you give to men for?
I did.
No, you didn't. That wasn't real advice.
What, to go to the gym?
No, that wasn't meant for.
That was for the men.
That was for the men.
I didn't tell women to go to the gym, get their money up, and get their funny up.
Well, you're right. Actually.
Women don't need that.
Why not?
Because they're not. That's not the conversation.
So if you were a single guy right now, you would date a broke woman?
That happens all the time. Would I do it?
Would you do it?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because I'm married.
Joy, I said if you were fucking single.
I don't do those scenarios.
Oh, okay.
She's in the room. No, but absolutely not. No, I would not.
You don't?
No.
Yeah.
But that's all because I have standards for myself too.
Like what? What standards do you have?
What do you mean?
What standards do you have that allows you to not date a woman who's broke?
The same way that they respect themselves, that they need somebody that has respect for them, right? It's like, yo, we got to be on the same level at least.
Okay.
Right? I'm an adult that can take care of myself. If you're an adult that can take care of yourself, then all right, we can talk. But if you don't even know how to fucking take care of yourself, well, I'm not coming to fix you.
Okay. So what I hear you saying is you're not an alpha male then, right?
I'm not a parent. I'm not your dad, man. I'm not here to fucking, not doing it.
No, like there's all this conversation amongst men where it's always like, oh, I don't care how much money she makes. I'll take care. First of all, there's like 5 of us on the planet who actually make enough money to be able to, us being men, George. Like, what the fuck? You trying to isolate me, like to kill the CEO guy? Like, no, fuck that.
Get the podcast out to myself.
Yeah. But nah, like there's like 5 of us on the planet who could actually like afford to take care of the person that we're with, with them being completely like a stay-at-home mom or whatever. So like I don't know what the fuck these dudes be talking about. Like, oh, I don't care how much you make. It matters, because what happens if you get sick and you can't work? Then who carries the load?
Yeah. There's been situations. I think it was a girl that was on who's the guy that passed away a couple of years ago.
Like 100,000 people passed.
The black old head who was like always straightforward.
Patrice O'Neal?
No, he's a comedian.
Yes.
I'm talking about the dude.
Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a woman on
Rest
the
in
show,
peace. Rest in peace.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was talking about she was leaving her husband because he took care of her and now he's sick with cancer. So,
oh wow, I didn't hear that.
Doesn't have the money anymore. He's putting the money into taking care of himself. He asked her to get a job to kind of help with the bills, and she was like, "No, I'm leaving." How fucking dare you ask me that?
Yo, she's
like, dude that's taking care of her for years.
Listen, to her defense, she probably told him from the beginning, keep that same energy.
Even when you died.
He literally can't keep that same energy.
Can't do it.
All right. We got another submission that we want to kind of jump into.
This one's longer. It's a minute and a half.
Is it really? I don't know if I want to hear this whole thing, but we'll
hopefully it's
give it a shot. Is that the maximum that it can be recorded?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. 90 seconds, so a minute and a half.
So like I haven't worked out since high school. So today I took it upon myself to say, all right, fuck it. Quit smoking cigarettes yesterday. And this morning I woke up. I went for like, I don't even know how long the run was. Maybe
I ain't going out walking.
A 7-minute run. So I'll say 15-minute run. No, we'll call it a 10-minute run. And then I did some push-ups, dips, and did some push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. I want to ask Jorge, at what point when you started working out again, did you get to the point where you weren't like completely beat? Because I did that shit, and that was around like...
That shit lasts about 2 weeks for
I want to say 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock this morning, 9 o'clock maybe. And for the rest of the day, I was just hit. I don't even, mind you, that is what I would know to be a pre-warm-up back when I was in shape, you know. Nice little run, do some push-ups, 50, 50, and 50. That shit was 50, 50, 50. When I say I've been dead all the time, I just finished coming back from another run, actually. You know.
All right, bro.
I'm about to do
his whole routine. Let's cut it here.
How long did it take you?
We get the gist of it.
All right, yeah.
So the question basically, what he's asking you, George, is after you started working out, how long did it take you to kind of get to a point where it wasn't completely drained? Yeah, completely fucking you up.
About 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks, where it's just like consistent.
Like how many days were you working out?
5 to 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like, the first couple weeks is fucking dumb. You want to quit after the first day. You're just like, you can't even, especially once you do legs. You can't even take a shit without the fucking, you gotta sit on the fucking, you grabbing on the shit just for some fucking stability.
And trying to get up is just as bad.
So that shit sucks for the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
But then you actually start feeling good and you're just like, all right. And then you feel guilty once you stop.
Right.
But yeah, I would say a couple weeks. But you just started back up too after a little break. So what do you?
Yeah. I feel like shit right now, actually.
Well, that's because you were on coke yesterday.
Yeah, no, dead ass. I was like, what was that movie with Bradley Cooper? Limitless yesterday. Jesus Christ.
You pushed yourself.
Nah, I don't know if I really pay attention to when it stops sucking, because whenever I start working out, I hate it. And so I just go in like, this is going to suck every day. And I'll just have to get the fuck over it at some point. And every day it fucking sucks. Like I played basketball yesterday. I worked out, what was that, Friday or Thursday? Yeah. So I'm running up and down a fucking court for an hour.
Yeah.
And I can barely feel my ass at the same time. So I'm like, I'm torturing myself. And I'm like in the middle of the game, like, bro, why am I even doing this?
Yeah.
But I know if I look up in, 2 months and I haven't worked out, ran, and eaten like shit, I'm going to look like a goddamn polar bear.
You know what I hate is like, and I see it from like the, fitness influencers on like TikTok or Instagram, and this is their life, right? Like they work out all day, every day because they have to, right?
And get surgery. Yeah.
BBLs. Because they got to look a certain way if they want to sell, a workout routine or this fucking supplement plan, right?
Or the waist trainers. That's a new one. Yeah.
And then a big thing that they get in the comments is always like, how do you stay motivated? Or like outside, they're getting paid for it.
Yeah,
it's like,
obviously.
But then they're like, I don't want to be in the gym. I hate it. It sucks. I'm always at war in myself mentally, just not wanting to go in.
Yep.
All right. And I'm like, I don't believe you. I'm like, I don't believe.
Nah, I can believe that because that's me. I'd be like, when me and my wife run, she uses headphones, and she was like, "Oh, well, how do you run without headphones?" I'm like, "Cause I need to hear that shit, like in my head. Like I need to hear me saying, like, man, just fucking quit. Like, I need to hear that, so I know, like, eventually it's gonna stop.
Yeah,
and then I'm just kind of like in a flow, like, oh, this ain't shit. Like, and I'll be tired for the rest of the.
Do you ever see the John that was like, the way that women mentally motivate themselves and how men mentally motivate themselves?
No, it's
like women will be like, you're strong, you know, like push yourself.
Affirmations.
Right? Yeah, okay. You're gonna be able to get through this. All right. They put some more weight on. They was like, this is easy. You can do this.
So men be
like, you're a piece of shit.
Don't be a pussy. Yeah.
You fucking deserve the pain that you're feeling. Yeah. You fucking bitch.
Yeah. Nah. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. I imagine people who listen to David Goggins probably are aligned with that like type of thinking. Because he was like,
they don't want to run. They just put him on.
Bro, they was like, look in the mirror, you fat piece of shit. Like, look at you.
You don't deserve to live unless you hit that fucking start running. Yeah. I'm like, all right.
Once the cartilage falls off the bone on your knee, then you've actually succeeded.
Now you get to start working out.
Now this is where the real work begins. You know, dead ass. I've heard that before, actually. Like, that's even like some people's like workout philosophy is like your real reps start when you're exhausted.
Yeah.
No, but I think like overarching point, I think everybody needs to work out, but men specifically need to work out because I realize like that shit makes me feel better. I think better. Obviously, I look better. So my wife respects me a little bit more.
I do.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, keep talking about yourself and how you look.
You're exhausting, actually. Like, actually exhausting.
Do you have any physical goals for 2025?
Yeah, I want to lose 15 pounds.
15?
Yeah. If you are not watching that, George Deadass just looked at my ass and then looked up at my neck.
You can do it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm just trying to be supportive. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you.
This is not supportive.
Just trying to be a supportive friend.
This is giving like Twitch streamer energy right now.
Anyone in particular?
I don't want to drop no names, but they're all doing it. So
yeah,
it is what it is. I love YouTube.
That's funny.
That's a plug. Yeah. Boost the stats. God damn. No.
But yeah, again, if you want to be a part of the show and you want to ask, for advice or curse Larry out and call him, never mind.
You don't need to do
speakpipe.com/the Mancave podcast.
Also, if you want to win $50, you're going to watch this episode, drop a comment in the chat just to let us know you watched it. Let us know what your favorite episode from the Mancave podcast was. And then we're going to draw names in like 2 weeks to see who won.
Now I'm going to make like 10 different accounts, comment on all
You mean
of them.
make? You already got like 10 different accounts.
No. 10 different accounts, comment on all of them, or be like, I really like this one. And if I don't get $50 fucking, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Well, I'm gonna have to verify who you are to send it to you. And as soon as the Cash App says like Mendez something, I'm like, all right, this fucking idiot. Like, no, I'm not doing it.
Not George at Cash App.
I promise it's not George.
But we are starting another channel this year as well. Because we have a lot of ideas for skits, short films that I would like to do, challenge videos. It's going to fall underneath the Mancave Productions. Things that we think that if we put it on this channel, YouTube just fucking doesn't know how to figure out how to separate. Like, this might be for this person. So we're keeping this just the podcast channel, coming out every Friday, just the way that it does. And then we're dropping another video every week from here on out on the Mancave Production.
We're going to try to do some funny stuff also, like some educational, maybe entertaining type of stuff also. I have an idea for some stuff that I want to do also. So I'm curious to see what George thinks, because George is a psycho. I like to keep stuff kind of light just because I have a life outside the podcast, and God forbid I get like death threats or something, and it's going to be a...
Are you embarrassed of the podcast?
Of course not.
Because I feel like you'd be like, I tell some people I got a podcast.
Yeah, I do. I like to keep my world separate if I can. Although I will bring clients and stuff like that And so, hey, like, you know, do have a podcast. We had a financial advisor. Usually, like, when it's something that I know they're not going to look at me and say, like, are you a special needs?
Psycho.
Like, what the fuck
that
was
guy
that?
you work with needs help.
Jesus. Usually those type of episodes, I will steer people to.
Gotcha.
You know what I noticed about you, though?
What?
You can sit here and talk for an hour about just psychotic shit and just go fluid. Like, you don't stop. You don't have to think. You just go.
Yeah.
The minute you have to do something serious, you say every other fucking word.
Yeah.
What is that? Like, are you only able to think like a maniac and not like a human?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like if I just gotta fucking spew some crazy shit out, right, and just let my mind work the way that it gotta work with no filter, it's easy.
Okay.
The second you're like, George, construct a sentence that isn't psychotic. Now let's see, what's normal? I can't.
That's when you gotta start pretending.
Yeah.
Yo, that's funny as shit.
But when the podcast blows up and we start making money off of it, then we'll see what kind of how Larry really is.
Yeah, this is how I really am.
You're like, all right, now the money's here. Racial slurs.
Definitely not.
No.
I ain't doing that. Fuck you. If you enjoyed the episode, let us know, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Like George said, talk to the pipe, speak to the pipe, whatever.
There you go. What's your favorite race?
The human race.
You've been trained
Yeah, I'm
sexually.
Okay, we're done. Thank you.